Hello Gemini, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. How are you today? I hope you are well. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your time, your attention, your openness to these messages. So Gemini, today we are going to be looking at the energies and things we need to know around the upcoming full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which occurs at 14 degrees of Scorpio and on May the 5th. So with this Scorpio eclipse, this will be wrapping up this series of 3, which began on May the 15th and 16th of 2022, and then continued on October the 25th of 2022. And again, this will be the culmination, I'm hearing. And as it came through in prior readings, it's kind of this final integration of the information, the lessons, the wisdom that was gained over this period. It's Scorpio asks us to really dive deep, really get comfortable in the shadow, in our shadow, allow ourselves to have these mini deaths of ego, of personality, I'm hearing, of behaviors, of thought forms, of beliefs, of practices. And with those mini deaths, it allows us to create space for the new to be born, to rise from the ashes. And just as the phoenix does, and the phoenix is associated, or the symbol of, one of the symbols of Scorpionic energy. So Scorpio is also connected with the planet Pluto, which of course is the god of the underworld. So it's getting comfortable with the shadow. It's being willing to take a look at what is within your shadow. Okay, so Gemini, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. So we're going to start by taking a look at the overall theme for this time period for you, Gemini, with the Life Soul Vision Oracle by Romy Weiser. Then we'll move on to the light and shadow spread using the tarot. And I did get, as I was meditating on the cards here, a real heart-opening experience to come, or sensation of that. And here we have Soothe Your Soul. So yes, what lifts your soul? What sparks joy and curiosity and awe in you? And it's through those experiences, you know, when you're out in, well, I'm getting a couple of things, and it'll be different for each of us. What areas, what environments spark that sense of childlike awe and wonder in you? Is it being in nature? Is it seeing beautiful flowers, hummingbirds, hearing the waterfall, hearing the water movement, seeing animals playing in the water? There's a dolphin here. Hearing wind chimes blowing in the breeze. Is it going to a museum and experiencing and really taking in the art there? Is it allowing yourself to get lost in an amazing story within a book? Is it having a deep conversation with a close friend or a loved one? It could be any multitude of things, but where, in what environments do you feel that sense of openness, in which your belief systems and I'm getting a feeling, so give me just a moment as I try to put this into words, where you're almost suspended. It allows you to reach out. It puts you in this higher vibrational state, so you're suspended above, or floating above, any lower vibrational frequencies, which are characterized by those thought patterns or actions or behaviors that we catch ourselves within. And it's by allowing ourselves to experience, and we have card 54, which yes, reduces down to 9, but it's allowing ourselves to be in that space where just naturally, with the environment, with the situation, with the experience, it lifts our vibration. And in that space is where our heart opens, where those other things fall away that keep us shackled, I'm hearing, into a lower vibrational state, or anchored into thought forms, patterns, beliefs, actions, even addictions that are associated with a lower vibration. And so I definitely feel, especially seeing this water here and how it's rushing and falling. So I get this falling away energy of this time frame, if you're allowing yourself to be in these spaces and give time to this sense of childlike awe and wonder and curiosity in the world around you, in yourself, in your loved ones. It's a really beautiful start here, Gemini. But it does require that you give it the space and time required, the space and time to, I said required twice, to allow that to take shape. And it's interesting that this message is coming through now, because it was something that I heard actually as I was going to bed last night, and so it's a bit of a preview and I didn't realize. But if we're not creating space in our energy field, in our mind, in our physical reality, let me back up. If there are things that we're wanting to create in our life or bring into our life, are we making space for them? If you're filling up every moment, even with being engaged in music, or as far as like listening or ingesting or taking something in, if you always have your mind engaged, if you always have your diary or your calendar full, then there's no space for those new things to come in. And this, by this practice, by making time for these places and spaces that open your heart, then you're naturally creating space within your mind for new ideas to come through. You're creating space in your heart chakra to receive these new things, these new experiences, these new ideas, these new people even. And it's an overall sense of openness. I'm really drawn to this opening at the top of the waterfall, at the top of the card. There's this sense of opening up to these experiences, and again, this need for elevation. But it's through these experiences that it's going to soothe your soul and bring you to a point of elevation, vibrationally speaking. And by doing that, then you're elevating all parts, or assisting in elevating all parts of your life too. Okay, so we have our first card, and here's the second. The King of Swords and the Two of Wands. Yeah, see, this is all about making those choices. Making those choices to, the Two of Wands is making a decision, right? And there's a split in the path there. So what are you going to choose as you go forward? And really, Gemini, the King of Swords, is an air sign, and he is, I feel very much he is indicative of the capability you have within to really be clear and just and almost brutally honest with yourself about those spaces and those choices that you are, well, the choices that you're making that are putting you into spaces that are detrimental to this heart opening that is being asked of you at this time. And very much, of course, Scorpio, again, it's going to take us into the shadows. It wants us to be comfortable with that. It wants us to allow the integration of that. So being aware, it's not about judging oneself, it's not about shaming oneself, but it's an awareness of where is your focus? Where is your energy? Where are you directing your energy? And there's a need for an awareness of why you're directing it in that manner, why you're being drawn to that thing or that action or that space. If it's not uplifting you in this way, why are you being drawn there? And there's information in that that's going to help you through this time of transformation too, Gemini. This king is asking you to be very honest with yourself, radically honest, I'm hearing, and make the cuts that are necessary, because there's also this need to recognize that you are creating your path forward with the decision you make, the decisions that you're making. Okay, so let's look at, that is in the light. Let's look at in the shadow. What is... And so, see, since this is in the light, you're aware of this already. Maybe you have avoided making this choice, because I get this sense of pause in the figure here on the Two of Wands. So I feel very much that you have not taken action on this, but you are very much aware of it. And so maybe this is, I feel this is likely what has been coming up for you on these past eclipses. So where do you need to make that choice? But recognizing that Scorpio is asking you to do it now. This eclipse is asking you to do it now. So let's look at what is hidden in the, what is in the shadow, please, Spirit, for Gemini for this Scorpio full moon. You have the Nine of Pentacles. This is a very strong, independent, self-sufficient card and energy. What else do we have, please, Spirit, for Gemini for the Scorpio full moon eclipse? See, the cards don't even want to come out. There's something that you've been suppressing or avoiding looking at, Gemini. So what is that, please? What else do we have here in the shadow, please, Spirit? It's going to be revealed. Hopefully this will provide some clues for you, but there is something. Ooh, wow, it's deep. Okay. I'm going to unveil it, Gemini. Hold. Hang with me. I'm getting a notation to remind you that you are protected in this process. Feeling Archangel Michael's presence very strongly. So there's something here that's really uncomfortable to look at. Wow. All right. There we go. The Ten of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you may be in this state of independence, and even you've created something that is very stable, very supportive of you, and that has great meaning to you. You've put a lot of work and effort into this, and there's a lot of insight here with the falcon. There's this sense of mastery, but also being able to using this mastery and wisdom to be able to see ahead. I get a sense of foresight here, but it's in these choices that you have not made. I almost feel like there's one big choice that you have not made. It's actually keeping you in this place of the Nine of Pentacles and not allowing you to get to the 10. That when you take these steps and make these choices that are in alignment with soothing your soul, and look, there's the 9 again. You're right at the precipice of a cycle ending, and I feel like this is going to be key for you. I'm also getting that, especially around the Gemini new moon, which will be when so it'll be in June. I'm not sure exactly of the date, but something around that time frame is going to be, it may be where all this begins to come together, or where you begin to actually take the steps on making this choice. And I got really cold in talking about this all of a sudden. Yeah, this choice is keeping you stuck here in this. I almost get this sense of independence that's not completely healthy, Gemini. There's and this 10 of Pentacles is interesting because it's represented with these 2 mice, and they've found this treasure chest, and it's full with, it's overflowing with the 10 Pentacles. So this is, sorry about the noise, guys, I have my window open. This is financial abundance. It's things in the tangible world that are associated with abundance and stability and a sense of freedom as well. It's a sense of accomplishment, but I feel like whatever these choices are that are keeping you distracted, and it's not so much distraction, it's just not allowing you to get to this space of awe and wonder and presence and play and joy, even in your daily life. It's keeping you, it's almost as if there's a bit of self-sabotage here, Gemini, that it's, I feel like a sense of self-restriction, something that, and that's why I feel like this 9 of Pentacles has this energy of it's almost unhealthy. It's almost a bit toxic. And I say that as it's coming from an unhealed place. There's a sense of needing to be independent, because with the 2 mice here, it's keeping you from recognizing how you can create this 10 of Pentacles energy with others. It's almost as if you're not allowing yourself to explore and open your heart to working together with other people, to open yourself to this state of joy and wonder that unlocks this treasure chest. Okay, so let's look at, yeah, what is it here, Gemini? What is it about themes of independence and your financial and tangible abundance and stability and security? Do you feel like you're just not allowing yourself time to play? It could be something that simple. It could be something that simple. But there could also be more to it. But it's definitely something that's important to take a look at, because it is keeping you from reaching your goals. Okay, so let's look at the divine feminine and divine masculine energies here. The yin and yang. Well, there's the Queen of Pentacles. That's in the divine feminine. She is a creator. She knows how to nurture and care for, and with compassion and grounded. Even wisdom and guidance. And advice. I'm hearing advice strongly. And then we have the Chariot. Look at that. It's embracing that divine feminine energy, because you even have like a divine feminine figure sitting upon the Chariot. And the Chariot is this movement forward, but there's a sense of, in the Chariot, it's always represented with the light and dark being the two horses. In this case, it's Sphinx that are carrying the Chariot forward, but the figure on it, the human on it, does not hold the reins. So it's letting go and allowing yourself to be guided with the flow of energy, to be transported by spirit along this path, but also understanding too that your energy is, I'm hearing that your energy is almost the engine of this. So it's, okay, let me, hang on just a second, I'm curious. Let me look at the divine masculine and the yang energy too, to see how this balances out. Because it's being in flow with spirit and allowing yourself to be guided towards it's all tying back into this center card, as it's meant to with this spread. But it's really interesting. It's this, there's such a sense of being in nature here and groundedness, whether that's gardening or even doing things in your home, like beautifying your home environment, cooking, organizing, decorating, anything like that, that feels very much linked to this energy of awe and presence and joy. And allowing yourself to move forward with those things, allowing yourself to be guided in that way. The Chariot is related to the sign of Cancer as well, which is ruled by the moon, by the way. So where are the energies at this time leading you? And allowing yourself to be led. That's really the biggest message for this divine feminine energy. It's really stepping into that and releasing yourself into that energy of receiving the messages from your soul, from your spirit guides. But your heart, when you feel your heart opening Cancer is it's a water sign, it's a very heart-led sign. And so allowing yourself to be led in that way, and that's actually going to, because in this Queen of Pentacles, we've got two facets here. She is the creator and a mother type figure, but also she's associated with this tangible abundance. So it's in doing these things that uplift your heart and soul where you're going to start to actually feel this sense of groundedness into the abundance that you have already. And now we have the King of Pentacles. That's a lot of pentacles, Gemini. Wow. What is it that you're building in your... Okay, there's another storyline coming through here too. Hang on just a second. Let me get up another one. Because the other part of this, the other part of the Nine of Pentacles going to the Ten of Pentacles, and we talked about partnerships, didn't we? And now we have divine counterparts here. In the divine feminine and divine masculine roles and spaces, even in the spread. Allowing yourself to be in these situations where your heart opens is going to allow you to receive in your counterpart as well. Eight of Cups. And again, this moving away from anything that takes you out of this open heart space. Because what's waiting here in this, what's in the shadow is this sense of independence and almost toxic independence, like I said before, and it's keeping you from unlocking this treasure chest of abundance. But it requires you to make, and the King of Pentacles came out in, was it Taurus's reading? I don't remember if it was Taurus or Aries. I think it was, I don't know. Possibly in the same position. Very interesting. He's a compassionate king, but he's very grounded, and he comes from a point of focus on long-term stability. His leadership is creating strong foundations that are built to last. He is steadfast. He's determined. He perseveres. He's resilient. He's very in touch with nature. All aspects of it. He appreciates and cares for it, just as the Queen of Pentacles does. So when you're in this receiving energy, allowing yourself to be led by your heart, to be led by spirit, to be led along the path towards what uplifts you, making these choices or moving away, this is naturally going to move you away from that which draws you down and anchors you into this lower vibration that we talked about earlier. It's going to make making these choices easier, and it's going to bring you to this place of bringing the Ten of Pentacles out of the shadow and into the light. And this is exactly what happens on an eclipse, right? And we have the full moon here. So Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. This is really beautiful potential for you here. What uplifts your soul? What uplifts your heart? What brings you into this state of awe and wonder and bliss? And I'm getting this pure light and love state. Don't be afraid to make those choices and prioritize those energies, those feelings, and things just start to flow for you. Everything begins to open up. Whether it's in your, in all areas of abundance. And again, we have these divine counterparts here, so it's opening up to love as well. It's opening up to a counterpart. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, Gemini, for being here. I greatly appreciate your time, your attention, and your openness to these messages. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Thank you again, and I will see you all soon.